What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV. Back again is the preview evening game between Newcastle against Palace at St James's Park on Saturday. Football is back, people, and I've got Ian with me, I've got Paul, and I've got Palace fan as well. Big up to Tristan as well.
How you doing?
You good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Nervous for this Saturday, but it's gonna be a good one. Fingers crossed.
Fantastic stuff. Love it. Love it. Guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like to super chat, it is open. And if you like to become a member, it's just 99p. And we welcome Crystal Palace fans as well, following Tristan on his channel as well. Let's go on to some chat as well. Hi to Jez. Hi to Les. And also, please like and share to social. Set this channel grow. Thank you very much indeed, Les. And big up to Gary B. I hope you're good. And yeah, super chats put around the corner, 99p, and become members 99p. Next members draws coming very, very soon. And also, just chat to everybody else. It's just fantastic to see Ian in the chat and on the room. Big up to Geordies as well. Are we the lads? And everyone joining in as well. I've got I do apologize as well. And I mean, these chats as well is not good at all. And just got Donna in the chat as well, the big Palace fan as well. Hi to Donna, or Dino, sorry. Dino, hi to you, mate. And Ian.
Love you, Staples.
Yeah, he loves you, Staples.
You know, I love Staples, don't you, John? She's my favourite. She's my bestie on here.
He is.
Nobody above Staples.
She's
on any
awesome.
YouTube channel.
Good stuff, good stuff. Hassad, big up to Hassad, by the way. Just thanks for joining on my channel. Hi to Ken. Hi, Dino. And big up to Carl as well. Right, let's go on straight to the match preview game, right? And it's Newcastle Palace on Saturday. And the sponsors will be a good game. We started with you, Tristan, because you are guests on my channel as well. I mean, the last two games in the cup games and also in the league last season, it was nils each. And what are the hopes getting over nil draw? I hope not.
Oh mate, last time we got 3-0 home, like the match at home as well, and the league game and the cup game. I already went to the league game, so my first time going to Newcastle last season. Yeah, it was a nice stadium. The result wasn't it was a good point, but yeah, it was a pretty dull game, wasn't it? Hopefully there'll be a few more goals in it for the couple matches this season in the Premier League, home and away. So yeah, but no, I think overall we just got to go there. We just got to defend really hard, and like I said, we just got to hit you lot on the counter. That's what we're good at on our day when we can score goals. And you know, with Frank back in the starting 11, if we can get Edouard scoring goals for us and that as well, we could potentially get a couple maybe in that. But listen, we just got to really turn it on and just work hard. That's what we got to do if we want to get something, especially at a tough stadium like St James's Park. You know, it's very difficult to win there these days, you know what I mean? So just bring it on, see what happens.
Yeah, very, very true. Respect there. Big up to Red Bull. Hi to Red Bull as well. Hope you're good. Big up to Dino. Do give Dino a shout out as well. Big up to Dino, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Come on, Palace and Arsenal win this weekend. Xbox fans and Arsenal. Wow. And I've got one. All being deals each. You are very hard to clip Eagles at the minute. We are at the minute, but hopefully get it on Saturday. Yes, kid, I've got you there, my guy. And let's go on to Ian. Now, before I talk to you about the little bit of Palace game, I was talking about Tonali as well. I mean, quickly. I mean, what are your thoughts on Tonali, please?
Thanks for that, mate. So the last time I was on your show, John, which you probably remember was not that long ago, last week, and I said I would very, very much doubt that Tonali would be involved in any betting on football games. So I'm disappointed. But if we're going to talk about Tonali, we've got to get this. I'm trying to do this without swearing. See, John, you've done us here because you don't like it, but you does the Tonali thing. so let me think about what I'm saying. So basically, no, you're all right, man. I love you. I love you. You know, I fucking love you. I mean, love you. So basically, what it is with Tonali is, unfortunately, these kids. So let's go away from Tonali. Let's go on to kids with lots of money, right? Yeah. With nothing to do with the time, and outside influences, which he obviously had, because there's 40 odd people getting investigated from in Italy for what Tonali's getting admitted to. So what happens is kids have got too much money. They've got nothing to do with the time. They start betting. Gambling addiction is from my understanding of seeing a few people, not loads. I've seen lots of people with drug addictions in my life, more than you can imagine. Like where I'm from, 50% of the kids that I was brought up with ended up being smackheads or whatever, you know, and like bad places to be in. And some of them got out, some of them didn't, some of them ended up in prison, whatever. Drugs, unfortunately, addiction is a really it's a close subject to my heart. I've talked about it before on other podcasts. You know, when I used to have my podcast, the first one that I did, when we're talking about homelessness and addiction, that's when I started on YouTube. Was all about homelessness and addiction. So it's a really close. I have a lot of I've been involved in it, and I know a lot about it. So the problem that these kids have got when they start playing football is they're indoctrinated to gambling by other people. So they start gambling, and they've got nothing to do with the time, and they get addicted to it. And gambling addiction is a very strange one, because it's not something that you want to admit to, as is drug addiction, which I've also had first-hand knowledge of. But then, you know, like alcohol addiction, because alcohol's freely available, and it's like meant to be not a drug that's frowned upon, even though it's the worst drug for you. And you know, let's be straight with it. Alcohol kills more people in the UK than smoking or any other addiction. That there is. My missus just went, "What's that got to do with it?" But no, it's got to do with it. If you're talking about addiction, you've got to discuss it. Alcohol is alcohol. You can go arm and alky or drink too much. People will respect that. But for these kids to go, "I've got a problem with gambling," people go, and I see it, and I'm seeing it now. I see it on other shows, and people are going, "How can you be addicted to gambling? Yeah. How can you be?" And it's like, you haven't met a gambling addict. I've seen people commit suicide. I've seen people die. You know, I've seen people ruin their lives through gambling addictions. You can't. It's a very hard thing to admit to, because it probably isn't one of the addictions that you can admit to, similar to drugs, because it's illegal, you know. Whereas if you're a smoker, you know, you can go, "Oh, I'm addicted to nicotine," and then you can get treatment dead easily. You can get, and if you're a drinker, people just go, "Oh, well, he's not drinking anymore." Gambling is a really hard one, so basically, sorry, it's a really emotive thing to me. This, I wish you'd not asked me the question, to be honest, but gambling is it's one of them that eats away at kids when they've got too much money, too much time, nothing else to do, and once they get addicted, they can't get out of it. And I've seen 14-year-old kids sticking money into slot machines. You'll have seen it as well. You know what I mean? And it's a horrible addiction. So what I think should happen with Tonali is, whatever he's done, he's done. Yeah, he's a kid. He's not a bad kid, and he's a flipping good footballer. whatever he gets punishment-wise, he gets. We need to back him, give him the support that we can, not put him out to dry, because the worst thing you can do to him is say he's got no support there and just leave him. What's the worst thing you can do to somebody who's addicted to gambling? Just leave them on their own.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What else is he going to do?
Yeah.
And so I hope, and I am as long as I've got a hole in my arse, I know that our club, which is a good club, will support him. And if he can't play football, get him involved in other things.
Yeah.
100%. Community initiatives, whatever. Just keep his time busy. Get him in counselling. It's with drug addiction. I've seen it. Honestly, I've seen it so much. Drug addiction, alcoholism. I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
The only way to do it is treatment and not punishment. If you punish the people and don't give them treatment, they're never gonna get back. So yeah. Sorry, I went on then.
No, that's absolutely fine. Well said, by the way. Well said. Let's go to the console. We'll talk to Paul as well. We're going to win Lisi back for Tottenham, apparently. That's from Dino. Franco's back. Hi to Gareth. No one should be betting if you're a footballer or a manager and don't bet on his team. And it's not good at all. I have to agree. And big up to AG as well. Palace are quite a solid team and hard to way down, but we've been in good form, so should get going down to 1-0, I think. Paul, I mean, it's going to be a tough game on Sunday, man. It's going to be real tough. I mean, Palace don't give much away. They don't score much. I mean, you know what it is, right? I mean, glad football's back. It looks like some of our players come back as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, isn't it? It's notoriously normally a poor game between both of us. It's never been the most high scoring of games in our history when we played each other. Last season was the epitome of that in particular. So it's one of those things where it's going to be interesting to see what sort of frame of mind the guys are in when it comes to Saturday. How hard that news has hit the squad. So that will be, interesting to see that. Eddie, we were saying this on the thing yesterday. Eddie's well known for his man management. I think that he's gonna, he would have been busy this last couple of days talking to Tonali, talking to other people. Like I said, maybe getting Trippier with his arm around Tonali as well, because Trippier's previous, instance with it, maybe. So it will be interesting to see where we are. And then Palace, as we were saying before we went live, that they got a couple of players coming back from injury. So they still have like some of their better players out. Eze in particular is one of their better players, and he's out for another 4 weeks or something still with a hamstring. So, one of their biggest attack threats is out for them, which will be a big shame for them. But it will be a tough game, because Palace made it difficult. Will Hodgson's, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he'll come for. He'll know that St James's Park is a tough ground. I don't really, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what he comes with, because normally if I predict a team's going to come in and try and do like the block on us, they normally try and attack us, because I think some teams might come and think, let's surprise Newcastle. We come, all out attack, it might get them by surprise maybe. So it will be interesting to see how the game goes, and also who we have back, because Eddie's conference will be tomorrow. So we'll see where we're looking with Big Joe, Little Joe. Maybe Little Joe's back. That'd be nice. So we might have some of our own injuries back. Wilson should be back, hopefully. So we should be looking hopefully a little bit stronger as well. Maybe Botman should be back as well. Gordon, yeah. So we will be looking a bit more back to our usual 11 on Saturday as well. So that'd be good for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Do keep this comments coming in, please, and especially from the Palace fans as well. Thank you for joining in as well. Let's go on to Kate. Hi to Kate. Sandro will not play for Newcastle the rest of the season. Sad news, but the lads need to grow up and man up and stop wasting this money on silly things. Yeah, fingers so better's off very good, isn't it, Kate? The whole situation is actually quite sad. What makes me sadder is how many people have taken out their soapboxes and are now spurring up options opinions, a lack of understanding, empathy as well. Yeah, I see a lot of social media out today. I posted one out today, and I'm still getting lots of things coming as well. Hi to Alan, hi to Davey. Hope you're fine. And Colton, John, it's the best host on YouTube. He actually makes you feel part of the show. Colton, thank you so much indeed. Share the love to Colton, guys, as well. And that's what we're here for. And guys, chatting to Jules and Davey from as well. Hi to Davey, 100% back him. He's part of the team family, absolutely. And Tristan, I look at your transfer market dealings this season.
Yeah.
Rob Holding as well. It's Rob Holding there as well.
I forgot he was still at Palace. You know, I mean, we only signed him for a couple of mil. He hasn't even kicked a ball for us. It's just I think he's just there for cover and for backup. You know,
yeah.
Whether he's going to be playing regularly, I highly doubt it. You know, if we get a severe injury crisis at the back regarding centre halves, or even at right back where he can play, you have to play there. He is versatile, but he's just there for backup really. But yeah, it's one of them signings that was a bit of panic buying, from us on the last day, I suppose. So, but hey, more depth in the squad is better, I suppose, for Palace.
Yeah. Is he better? Is he better than Cannavaro?
God knows.
Wow. Holding, he's better than Cannavaro. Also, fans thinks that as well. But for me, you cannot put him and Cannavaro on the same page as well. But on your transfer dealings as well, you bought some players there, like you mentioned, off Franca. You got Dean Henderson as well, and you got Justin Lerma, Jack Butler, and Luke Plage as well. And that's on the season. I think season long loan. I think. But you look at those players, right? I mean, Matthew Franca, who was after him quite a few times, yeah?
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
No contribution as well, but I think he's a good player. I think he's very tricky, very skillful, and I think he'd do well in the Premier League. But are you impressed with these signings in the summer, the names I've just mentioned?
Yeah. I mean, Lerma, I know he's been out injured for the last month, and he is back this weekend because we have missed him. What Lerma brings, his hold-up play, his strength, his physicality, his experience in that as well, and he's always a threat from set pieces, which is what you want to see in a defensive midfielder like him. He always does the dirty work. And him and Doucouré together, when they were playing at the beginning of the season, were unstoppable. We were very hard to break down, very hard to get past in that, with the defense and them two in front of our defenders, we'll be really solid. So I can't wait.
If they're in a double pivot, they would be fucking nasty, wouldn't they? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They'd be very. Yeah. They'd be very sort of solid in that, And I think.
Nasty, flipping nasty. I'm gonna get banned from John Shaw again.
What's the language, my guy? What's the language?
I tried my best.
I know.
I've done 5 shows without swearing.
Ian, you're still about 70 F-bombs behind Reese, so you're fine.
Exactly. In the last show, I was just looking at him going, how does he get away with it?
Wow.
Yeah, but
go on.
But with Lerma and that as well, he just offers so much. He's very talented in that, and to get him on a free. I think we offered him like a 3-4 year deal. It was an absolute bargain in that, so it's a top deal. Franca, look, I'll be honest about Franca. I haven't seen much of him, but I could already see the fact Madrid, Chelsea, you lot were close to signing him over the last year or so. There must be something good about him. He's very he's very techy, very very tricky in that. He's got a lot of flair. And he looks like a very composed player. I've seen some highlights of some of the goals he scored in that as well. He's got a lot to prove, and he's under a lot of pressure. But listen, if we could get him playing constantly, which I think is going to happen, we're going to see a really good player out of him. I said what I said about Rob Holding, and Dean Henderson was beyond a disaster. £20 million spent on him. Now he's a good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong, but he has one kick of a ball and he gets injured. And it was in the League Cup game against Man United on his debut. £20 million down the drain and wasted.
Wow.
Bear that in mind.
Yeah,
it's bad business because that 20 mil we could have used that for a winger or a striker because we clearly needed one because we've been lacking goals this season and we've been calling for an attacker over the past 4 months in the summer window and that as well, and we didn't sign anyone. Instead, for some weird reason, we get a backup goalkeeper who on his day is very good, but he's very injury prone. He's got an awful injury record. ideally, what we could have done, and this is me talking as a Palace fan, is get the striker for 20 mil and then get Dean Henderson on a year's loan or maybe even a 2-year loan. That's what I would have done. But they go and splash 20 mil, and now look what happened. Now look what's happened. He's out for the rest of the season.
I'll be
We just
interested
don't learn.
in what the chat think about this weekend, because I've been at every game that we played against you at home for a long time, and they are the most god awful games ever. But we never get the
I'm sure.
devastatingly boring games ever. But you're like our bogey boring team. You know what I mean?
We are. I admit that we are.
No, but that's credit to you, because like as we've got better and you've just stifled us. Do you think that now you've got enough to do that again on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a very tight game, but I think we really are going to be going into this game looking to frustrate you lot. I mean, you lot have got talent all around. Callum Wilson, Isaac, or Almiron and that. If we could shut them players down, and if it's like 10 minutes to go and it's 0-0, we're in for a chance to nick it. We've done it at Old Trafford, and we've kept about 4 clean sheets this season as well.
Yeah, rubbish.
No, they were crap. But
That's all about United, isn't it?
Yeah, true. But yeah, we got the ability to really, have a good season. With the strength in our midfield, having Lerma Doucouré back, and our defence having 4 clean sheets. I think the only side who's got more clean sheets or the same amount as us is Arsenal. So I think we got one of the best defences in the league, and we got 2 of the best centre back partnership in the league. You know what I mean, with Anderson and Mark Gay. They're amazing players, unbelievable. We'll get a profit if we do sell them and that as well, especially for Gay. I mean, when he played for England the other night, and he to come on and it was tight. I think it was level against Italy, and he came on and he was just composed. He was organised. It looked like he was the boss at the back. Hence the why he's our captain, and that he's an unbelievable leader, and he's a real shining light at the club ever since we signed him a couple of years back. He's growing, getting better.
He did really well against. Did really well for England.
Yeah.
So good player, good defender. What a defender this guy is! Solid.
Yeah.
We come to these 2 in a bit as well. I mean, what do you guys think of international match and international friendlies? And should we stop it and just have the leagues go on and not stop for 2 weeks? Well, I'm afraid to say international football's here to stay. I'm not a fan of it, to be fair, but
same.
Yeah, it's just this all it is. But we've got to get used to it now. I don't like it, but you can't beat Premier League football anyway. And the club are back to Nali. Eddie will look after Sandro. Anderson well said. Addiction to illegal activities make it harder for addicts to get the treatment they need. Look at how Portugal have reduced addictions by acknowledging that they need help by decriminalising. That's a fair point, Chess. It really, really, really is. One John has suggested Tonali's position at Newcastle is untenable. Absolute quick. You know what it is, Leslie, right? I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm not going to be funny, right? But let's be real, right? Sandro Tonali is our player, whether people like it or not, yeah? Right? And all these people saying that he should go off back to Italy, right? I'm sorry, right? It's not going to happen, yeah? Get used to it, right? Don't have a go at him. Don't kick O'Reilly's down, right? And I get people saying that he tricked Newcastle into signing him, yeah? Let's be honest, yeah? I tell you what, right? Just see what happens, yeah? Let it play out, yeah? But I want this guy to stay. Simple as that.
100%. It's like we were saying on the program yesterday. So someone who's unwell, we just oust him. What happens then? Great. Okay, so we get rid of him. Fire him from the club. Let's say. Then what? Are we asking him to gamble more? Of course we are, because he'll be in a bout of depression from being sacked from a club that he's just joined. And then what's he going to do more? He's going to go to the behaviour that he thinks, that he's got the issue with. It'd be the same for drugs, alcohol, whatever. So it's an absolute bizarre comment. People stick by people. I've managed people in the past. I've been a manager in my industry for a long time before I did teaching, and I've supported people with drug addictions, alcohol addictions, gambling addictions. I didn't just fire them, because what does that do? It doesn't do anything. We help them get better, refer them to people they need to get referred to. And when they're ready to come back, some of these people are unbelievable workers. It doesn't change them as a human. They're just done well. They're just done well.
Yeah, absolutely. All it is, people need help. Simple as that. Fair play to that one as well, mate. Excuse me. Gambling is an addiction, but unacceptable. If you did bet, I will say, if you did bet on games he actually played in, that's next level. So now he needs minimum 18-month ban, in my opinion. They need to set an example with this one. Fox is going in hard, but I can understand where he's coming from. And sorry about this. There's a lot of comments I'm not putting in the chat. Well, I'm going as slow as I can now. I was going a bit too fast. I do apologize. Stay strong, Ian. I think he's taking a break. And we've got one here. The club and fans still should support Sandro. Food is he's young enough to have a good career. Foxy, well said. Thank you very much indeed. And let's chat. And Gordon, do you want that Anderson player Palace has got in January transfer window? Do you want that Anderson player? Sorry, can you have to explain that one again, love? Because at the end of the day, didn't really quite make sense there. Oh, we talking about Joaquin Anderson as well. Sorry, Joaquin Anderson. I don't think Palace will sell him.
Nah, we'll sell him in the summer. Same in Mark Gay. I think it'd be stupid to do it in the January window.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go on to the football. I'll go back to you, Christian, right? I mean, you look at the back four, look at the team Palace has got. The back four is very solid. You mentioned that as well. Joaquin Anderson and Mark Gui as well. I mean, how far can these two players score? Because I tell you what, we got Sam Johnson, the goalkeeper as well. That makes it really solid, and it makes it so difficult for Newcastle to break down. Are you going to play a low block? Because if you do, I mean, Paul backs up on this one as well. We do struggle. We do struggle a little bit.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And that is not fair. We come with the answers of questions, and we just not come up with the answers at all whatsoever. So, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think Sam Johnson. I mean, he's even as number one in my opinion, better than Pickford. How Pickford's starting over him is beyond me. To be fair, he's absolute class. Johnson, 4 clean sheets in the Premier League this season already, and we're not even 3 months in. Top notch, I mean, Anderson and Gay, I think that the partnership, when they literally signed a couple of years ago in the same window, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure how this is going to sort of look, but they're just so they're both young. They're both still very young, I should say. They're very versatile. They've got a lot of charisma within their play. Mark Gay can run through players and dribble around and that. And he's always very reliable, and he never really makes a mistake. Joaquin Anderson, he was a little clumsy at first. Took him time to kind of settle in at Palace, but yeah, he's very composed on the ball. He's passing as well from that long range, just like Kevin De Bruyne style, and that he's very confident in that. And he's always willing to take a risk. He's got a shot on him as well. He's already got 2 goals, including that stunning goal he scored at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago. And that, so yeah, I think they're very versatile, and like I said, they've got charisma, and they play with a lot of heart, soul, and passion, and they just want. They're just solid and composed. That's what I could really sort of ask for them, and they've been doing it really consistently in this match and that. So this season, sorry, and I think they've got the potential to have a really good season. I think both of them could potentially get the team of the season with the way things are going. With the way they are defensively. I mean, they're hard to break down and they're hard to get past. They're just very, very good. They're just outstanding. Superb, man, honestly. And we're lucky to have them, or else God knows where we'd be in the table right now. So, yeah, I'd say that about them.
I think you badly missing Will Wilfred Saha as well. You badly missing him, man. You really do miss him. I mean, for me, I go you mean a bit. You could have got a lot of money from this guy. Now he's gone to Galatasaray as well. And I tell you what, I mean, I think you miss him. I really do think you miss him.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a pony though. Like he does what he does, but it's all about him.
Yeah, honestly, you're not wrong. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I agree. I 100% agree. Like
he does what he does, and he is brilliant.
Yeah.
Matches, but when he's not interested, he's not interested. He's come to us a few times, and he's literally looked so. He's looked like he's not trying, and for me, like when you look at players who play for us, and like they might not have they might not be as good as him, but they flipping try. They will work their testicles
Yeah.
off. With this. You know, you look at Miggy. You know, Miggy's not got the talent that he's got, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he's got some talent. But he works.
Works hard.
He works hard. You know, and he just seems to. He doesn't have. He doesn't have that the team ethic that I think you need. So like when he went to Man United, you know, he did nothing because there was a lot of good players who had a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
You know, and he couldn't just stand out, so he came back. So although I know what you're saying, John, like he scores goals and that, but it's like. Oh, no, I'm not going to go into it, but it's like when I'm watching.
The thing is with him, he didn't work as hard as he should have done. You know, he was very lazy tracking back. He wasn't consistent enough, in my opinion, and you know, he would sort of turn it on 1 minute, and then he sort of not be there kind of the next minute and that. Now, if you want to look at the whole sort of saga about us saying we should have sold him, we should have sold him 4 years ago for, let's just say 80 to maybe 100 mil, because we put a 100 million price tag on him, you know, and Arsenal were meant to snap him up. And of course, he ended up staying after putting his transfer request in. We gave him another deal, and then he stayed till the end of his contract. At the end of last season,
how as a fan does that make you feel when some person puts a transfer request in, they want to leave, and then they don't?
Yeah, it's a bit.
If that's the tune.
Yeah, no. It's a little complicated, I suppose. Emotions are really sort of like rising, and that, you know, it's like it's frustrating at the time. It's like, you know, when he handed in his transfer request like 4 or 5 years back, and then he decided to stay. I was a bit like, what, did you not think we were good enough? Did you want something bigger for yourself to achieve, and then you decide to stay because we offer you a contract worth 200k? It's a bit like, you know, if you're not happy, you're not happy. If you want to go, just go. Do the best. Make the most of your career while you can before you reach 30. And of course, he was at Palace till he was 30. You know what I mean? But he was a good servant, and he was a legend. You know, if it wasn't for him, we would have been relegated 5-6 years ago. But look, he's gone now, and we just got to move on. I think we've done very well without him. We're 9th in the Premier League. We've got 3 wins in that, 4 clean sheets. Yeah, we're not scoring many goals, and there's a mini part of me that's like, yeah, we do miss him a tad for what he brings, especially on the wing and that. And he'd always have that quality to pull a goal or two out absolutely nothing. We could be playing absolutely diabolical, and he just score a goal and win you the game or get a crucial point. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's good that he's gone, because he had his ego about him, and sometimes it used to get on my nerves. It was all about him. It was like me, you know, me sort of like chatting about Wilfred. That's how Zaha sort of pictured himself in a way. And it was just it got a bit annoying to one point. I actually did want him to leave the club. But now he's obviously gone. I mean, we just got to get used to it as a Palace fan, you know. And yeah, we're coping very well. But I think Franca, who's now known as Wilf's ideal replacement, he's not like the next Wilfred Zaha. He's Matheus Franca. He's got a lot to prove, and I believe he'll do it. And I think he's going to have a good season. He looks like a very responsible, unique, talented youngster, and not even youngster, talented player. Yeah, he's young, but he just looks like he just looks like some different gravy, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happens, but we just got to move on without Zaha, and we're doing pretty well. So fingers crossed we keep it up between now and Christmas, because got a tough few matches ahead of us, including this one on Saturday. I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? About with that Zaha stuff, it's just like it just becomes a whole thing. Like every summer, it's like, where's Zaha going? Is he going to Arsenal? Is he going here? Is it this and that? And do you know what I mean? Like Palace fans are like, hang on, mate. Like, you know, if you're cool, if you're not, then just, you know, just go. Like, you know, just must get bored. We had this with a few of our players in the past, where it was just like, you know, Sissoko wants to leave. Now he's cutting out. Now he's staying. No, he wants Champions League football. We're in a relegation fight, and it's just like, sorry, mate. Can you just make your mind?
Annoying.
You nearly said F off then as well, Paul, by the way. When if you don't want to be here, then
finally leave.
Why don't you flip and leave?
And he did, and he absolutely flopped. So well done, Fat Sissoko. Wasn't that a good choice for you?
Exactly. No, the players like that, if they're not fully invested, you're better off without them. You're better
exactly.
off 100% into it. And that's what I think you've got now is an annoyingly hard-working team who is they're gonna fight for the shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
No prima donnas in there. And all right, you might not. And it's like Newcastle, lad. Let's not forget where we were a few seasons ago. When we went down, the players that stayed with us in the Championship and got us back up, and the players that kept us in the Premier League before the takeover, they were the true heroes, actually, of it. The players that fought, and let's be honest, some of them they were punching above the weight, and I'm not saying that's where you are, by the way. Crystal Palace have got good players, but you'd rather have very good players who are going to work the bollocks off for you than exceptional players who just decide when they want to turn up.
Exactly. Like we got a team. We're not Mr. like one man team. We're not Sahara FC, which people used to call us. Because there were matches that every time if he was injured or suspended, we wouldn't win, and people were just taking the mick out of us. And I kind of found that annoying and frustrating. No, I'm not blaming Wilf, because if he's injured, he's injured. Yeah, if he's suspended, then that is his problem. But I think we just got more of a team, and we got more of a. We're just very together, and we're just we don't just rely on one player to pull some magic out the hat. It's all about everyone in the same team and in the same starting 11. There's no individuals. There's no special player that it's all about them, their ego. We're just like a solid team, and that's what I've been asking for the last few years as a Palace supporter. To have it now, and the way we are in the Prem is pretty good going. So I'm impressed by that, and hope we keep it up overall. To be honest,
and that's all you asked for. We never asked for anything. All we asked for was a team that tried.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
And play good football. Now we've got that, and we've got some special players, but against you, it's always a frigging nightmare.
It's always a tough game. It's always a dense game, and that always a bit kind of rough around the edges, I suppose. Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? Like two good teams play.
On Saturday. Let's go and get some comments as well. Whatever happens to Nally, you have a class players to cover him. We do have indeed. Hi to Maddie. Hope you okay, mate. And hi to Jackie. I hope Eddie plays Tonali against Palace. He needs to face the fans on public at some point. Will be a massive obstacle for him to cross. Now, for me, I spoke to someone today. Someone said he should not be playing against Palace as well for what's going on. But if Eddie picks him, I'm going to have to back him. Players that has played for both teams. That's from Joe. Hi to you, Joe. Justin, are you going to Newcastle?
Nah, I'm doing a watch along with my mates. Tickets sold out too quick, unfortunately. Yeah.
We're a big deal up here. We're a big deal up here, man.
Hi, coach. So we've got Fox there. Franco would do one amazing thing in the game and then disappear. Raw talent, last consistency, but still a kid. Palace, a good club for him to develop. And that's from Foxy. Question for Jules. Christian, what do you think makes Roy connection with Palace so strong? He just seems to get the best out of the players he gets to support us.
Well, I'd say he's a local lad. He was born in Croydon, which is down the road from Selhurst Park Palace, and that he knows the club inside out. He's kept us up numerous of times. Like I remember, 6 years ago, we were in the muds. 7 games in, no goal scored, 7 straight defeats, bottom of the table. Roy comes in, organises us and that, and turns our form around, and we stay up and finish 11th. It's pretty remarkable. And of course, last season he kept us up. He settles in pretty easily in that. Obviously, being a local lad, he organises the team. He's got a good structure, and like I was saying to you lot, before, either at the beginning of this preview. He organises teams that well. He just sticks to the basics, and he keeps it sort of simple, and that's what you need from a manager. And he's very old school in that as well, and he's a results-driven manager. And he's all about getting results and getting as many points, not just to survive, but to finish as high, as you can in the Premier League. So he's got a bit, he's got a bit about that, of him and that. To be fair, so yeah.
Do you think it's more about? I think with him, from what I've seen anyway, and I'm not I've followed his career when I've had to follow his career.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that it's more about he galvanizes the team to play as a team.
Yeah.
He sets it up like we are doing at the moment. It's us against everyone. And I hate to say it, but like Fergie did with, I know it's a different thing, but with Man United, they got together, they got a team together, and they said, everyone who hates us, we are gonna fight. It's us against the world. And that's what I see at Newcastle, which is beautiful for me. The more shit we take, the better it gets for me. It's like, go on, keep piling it on. I think it's a bit like what it's getting like with you at the moment. I think he thrives on that, and he's like, we're a team. It's not about the individuals. It's about the
exactly. The core and the unit, like I've been saying to you, he loves to frustrate big teams like Newcastle, like what we did at Man United and that as well. He's all about getting like solid results, solid performances. He likes consistency. He wants every single player given 100%. You got to credit a manager, because you don't get many managers like that these days, in my opinion. Like I said, Roy's old school, and he just keeps it simple, keeps it basic, and he's always got a plan B about him. When we do have a full fit squad, he can be very versatile, and with his experience in the past in managing for foreign national teams, managing the likes of Fulham when he got them into a European final, he was the Liverpool manager, the England manager. That all comes back to and sort of shapes him out to the manager that he is now. And the fact he's like, he's nearly 80, God knows, and he's still managing. He's driven, and God knows when he's going to retire, but I don't think he's going to be anytime soon, and we're lucky to have him. If Roy wouldn't have taken over this year to keep us up last season, like I said, we would have gone down. If we didn't have him this season, God knows where we'd be. We wouldn't be in the top 10. I reckon we'd be in a relegation fight. But because of him, he's organised a team. He's got a good setup, and that with the resources he's got, he's doing the best that he can with the resources he's got. Bear in mind them injuries we had a few weeks ago, and some players are gradually coming back. And that, he's done superbly well.
Look at the teams around you.
Yeah,
people that have spent so much more than you. And
I know. It's crazy.
That's it, isn't it? It's like Man United, isn't it? It's just like
I laugh at that.
Still moaning on, moaning, all that, all the fallout of the bid not going through and all this. And it's just like, they've spent billions upon billions of pounds.
Chelsea as well.
It still looks so disjointed. Yeah, Chelsea spent all this money, and this is what I like about teams like Palace and stuff, and Brighton, those teams, because they don't spend big money, but they have a team. They have like an ethic of them. They have this like brilliant thing that there's still that old style of football there where it's about team mentality and not like one big player that runs everything.
Paul, although many no one will believe this anyway outside of Newcastle fans, people who are watching this, and even some of them might not believe it, but we haven't spent that much money.
Yeah, I was gonna say I won't talk about Brian, but the one thing we have in common that I like is we spend our money wisely, Palace and Newcastle. With the situation that you're in, you got like £500 billion in the richest club in the world, yet you have to you're limited to the amount of money that you're able to spend in the summer window, and you spend that wisely well. Tonali, I know the gambling things is a shame, but you got a really good player for the future, Harvey Barnes and that as well, players like that. With us, we spent £42 million on a goalkeeper that, it's not really worked out. It's gone down as a disaster. $2 million on Rob Holding is a good backup, really, to be fair, with his experience. Franca is one, and Lerma on a free. It's good business, and like I said about your window, you've done some decent business in that as well with the resources that you've been given, and it's pretty fair, and it's respectable.
I'm going to say no, Tristan. I hope we dick you on Saturday, but I hope apart from that, I hope you do really well.
I see Palace in Europe. I'd like that. I'd like to see Palace in Europe.
We've been of it for the last 10 years.
Exactly, but it is what it is. But one day it's going to happen. One day. Let's go to the adverts, guys, as well. Please keep those comments coming in. If you like to feel like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. Super chats are open as well, and also, if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p as well. Let's go on to my first outfits as well as Toffs. And JSTV is pleased to welcome their first partner, Toffs, the #1 destinations for classic football shirts that recreates famous vintage Newcastle United shirts designs. In addition to the massive range of retro replica sports shirts, Toffs brings you NSC-inspired bucket hats featuring Bruno, Joe, Tonali, and more. Their products are manufactured at the Gateshead base, made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at toffs.com. Our exclusive JS discount code gets you 15% off 15 all orders. Simply quote JSTV10 or 15, sorry, JSTV50. I do apologize. The next one's JSTV10. Let's go on to the next one. And I think the channel's frozen again. But anyways, the Magpie stores, these guys are passionate about supporting Newcastle and providing fans with quality NSC-inspired clothing. Their range includes hoodies and t-shirts featuring Gordon, Tally, Isak, and more. Keep your eyes open as to continue adding to the product line. The Magpie Stores is a new store for a new dawn at Newcastle. They can be found at the Magpie Store, all in one word, .co.uk, quoting our exclusive code JSTV10 for 10% off each order. And please contact JSTV via email if you also like to join our partnership as well. Thank you very much indeed. And my chance folks, if you take over Paul, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
No worries, mate. And just to add to the Magpie store, as most people have heard, sorry, but yeah, we're pushing for more members and we need them because, you know, the channel's brilliant. So we want to get there. So what I've pledged to is when we get to 45 members, John will let me know. So on the screen, you got the Magpie store. So I've talked to these guys as well on Twitter and they're going to try and help me out as well. So when we get to 45, pick yourself a shirt, let John know the size and I'll send it to you and hopefully we can get it together with like a nice little gift set if possible. I can't promise that bit, but I can definitely promise you the shirt. So get those members out, get it shared, get it to people because we want those members up because it's a great channel. And yeah, we should be up there with Adam P with all the 50k subscribers. We deserve to be up there. So tell your friends, tell everybody we're a friendly community. We don't call you out if you don't like Newcastle, and it's not all about that. We want all fans to be a part of this. So it's a very respectful community. All the chat's brilliant. We've got lovely moderators. We've got Ian, who's a legend. We've got all the lovely people that come on. So yeah, really think about joining because it's worth doing. Yeah. So get it out there, get us to 45, and then we'll do another one. You know, we'll just keep smashing it. We'll get to it. We'll do one for 100. We'll do one for others. You know, get those up. Definitely get those members up, please, because yeah, it's a channel that deserves it. And the Magpie store are great people. They've been very helpful. Obviously, I know we're not on screen right now, but I'll ask you, Tristan, what do you think your 11 will be when it comes to Saturday?
Yeah, so I think our 11 for Saturday. So in goal is going to be Sam Johnson. Left back's going to be Tyreek Mitchell. 2 centre backs, well, the 2 best centre backs right now in the Premier League is Joachim Andersen and Mark Gay as captain for us. Right back will be Joel Ward, who's allegedly meant to be back from injury. So yeah, I think he will be back hopefully because I don't want Klein playing at right back because he shambles. Lerma and Doucouré back, so we're going to both play them as the 2 CDMs. Lerma pushing a bit more forward than Doucouré, and then in cam I'm going to go with Amada because Eze's out for another 4 weeks with that hamstring injury picked up unfortunately a couple of weeks back. And that left hand side, Mateus Frank are going to be making his debut for us, so I cannot wait. Up front, Odson Edouard, he needs to get back to his scoring routine. Had a good start, kind of disappeared a bit. Yes, he's been injured for a couple of weeks with a hamstring problem. Well, before the Forest game, I should say. And on the right hand side, Jordan Ayew, who draws players in, he works his socks off, and he's very hard to get the ball from that as well. He don't score many goals, but he gives 100% in, week out, especially under a manager like Roy Hodgson, and hence why he always starts over players, you know, like such as my academy prospect Rak Saki, who I don't think is 100% ready yet to start this match, but I think he will make an appearance as a sub. With Elise coming back, God knows if he's going to make it back into the team fully like he was doing over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, that is my starting 11 for this Saturday. It's a solid one as well compared to how we were a couple of weeks ago. So I'm pleased. I'm happy.
What do you think? What do you think the tactic will be? Do you think it will be to low block, or do you think it will be to try and come at us?
Oh, I don't see. I think with Frank being back in the side, him and Edouard up front, on the counter attack will be a massive threat. We'll have a bit of pace with Franco and that as well. But I think we're gonna sort of kind of sit back and be solid, but we just gotta kind of mix it up a bit, keep it sort of 50-50. You know, I think Roy's game plan is to try and score the first goal. Whoever scores first, most of the time, you know what the Premier League's like. You know, whoever scores the first goal in the opening match, the opening goal in a match, tends to win the game or not lose, isn't it?
Just tell the truth. You're going to low block, counter attack us.
Basically, yeah. You're not wrong. I mean, yeah.
When Man City changed the tactics to low blockers and counter attack, then you know that's the way to play, isn't it? Yeah. Liverpool could never score a goal against us ever if they attacked us. The low blocks. No, tell you what, and that's something we've got to work out. When we're going forward and another team are going forward, we smash them. We do.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Just to say, and I'm doing what she said, actually, my missus is upstairs watching her programme, and I just went for a pee then, and because of a bit of a family emergency as well. And my missus just said was, can you stop shouting over people because you sound watching the program. She went, you sound like a dickhead because you've had a few beers. So I do apologise if I have done that.
Good.
I'll not speak another fucking word.
I mean, Alan says, reduction price sell of Tonali for Milan. And can you do a Tonali shirt with a better slip in his hand?
This Christ.
But let's go on to Christian as well. I have to ask you this question as well. Name the 3 players you would take to Newcastle to Palace.
So you said again, sorry.
Which 3 Newcastle players would you take to Palace?
That's a tough one. And that I'll be realistic. I'd take Almiron. I would take Almiron. I'm sort of being realistic, but no, I'll say that. But yeah, I'll take Almiron.
Take the players you want to take.
Yeah, I take Almiron because he works hard and he's got a top finish, and he's becoming a prolific goal scorer, especially over the last couple of years and that as well for a winger. Callum Wilson, experienced Premiership player, and he's a proper number 9 in that as well.
Bruno,
and
you gotta take Bruno.
No, I don't. No. I'm not. I wouldn't say Bruno. I'd say
Isak.
No, I'm thinking of who's the guy that Trippier? Yeah, because we need a new right back. I'd take Trippier. Yeah, because the right back is not our strongest point, and what Trippier brings is unbelievable. He's like De Bruyne and Kyle Walker combined, sort of, and that he reminds me of a bit. You know what I mean? He's got a good pass. He's a top defender. He works his socks off, and he's solid. And he's just got that strength and experience about him that you would need week in, week out to win you stuff and that. So yeah, I mean, I'd take Trippier. I'd say.
I think Callum Wilson would suit you guys really well up front as well.
Oh yeah, no, massively, because we have been crying for a decent, prolific striker for the last decade. So yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'll be touching on. Is it Joe Ward's a Palace right back in a minute, just coming back from an injury?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, Leslie's made a point as well that good point there, Les, as well. If Ward is just back from an injury, Gordon certainly tested.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
She's not wrong at all. Ian, I'm not surprised by your wife. United coming some possible game time now. Also great young talent to Eddie utilize him, and we call Minte back? The answer to that question on Minte is no. It's on a season-long loan at Feyenoord, and he will be staying there till the end of the season. So,
yeah, I think that as well. A lot of people have been saying he'll come back though because he's been so good. But I think that's detrimental. Give him the season there, he can come back next season and he can be after a season's growth, playing Champions League as well. He can be something special. You cut it off now, and then he turns into another Anderson or whoever coming on and off, and he's we've got to do that.
Yeah. That's very true, very true. Let him stay there. Let him stay there. And as to Tristan as well, I mean, you just mentioned Eze as well, and Elise.
Yeah.
Both of the players as well. They're going to be big misses for you guys as well.
Well, the good thing is about one of them, he's back next week. Elise, he's going to be in the squad, so he's either going to be on the bench or most likely will be starting. I mean, my looking at it as a Palace supporter, I wouldn't drop Jordan Ayew the way he's been playing. So where Elise is going to fill in that starting 11, it's going to be hard unless you play him as a cam, which I think potentially could happen. But yeah, I mean, he's been out. He was meant to come back a month ago, at the end of September of last month, and he had a bit of a setback, so he's going to be out for another month and that. So it's a bit of a blow, but happy to see him back for next week's match against Spurs. But Eze, yeah, a couple of weeks ago before the international break, literally the day before the Forest match, they said he had a hamstring injury, and I thought people were joking. Someone said it on Twitter, and I was like, when I saw that comment, I was like, I don't know, is that true? Is it false? Then I see another comment and another one. I'm like, yeah, he's gone. And they said 6 weeks, probably going to be could potentially be 8. God knows. But hamstring injuries, I mean, depending on the situation, you're usually out like for a month roughly in that. If it's a torn hamstring, you're out for 3 months. So I think it's just like a normal hamstring injury. It's not torn, or else we would have heard about it by now. But it's a big blow. I mean, yeah, this season he hasn't scored as many goals, but his work rate, his ability, his technicality, the way he just dashes past players, he glides past players. He's not even the quickest. He's just got that great technical, clinical ability about him, and that as well. That's it,
because it's not like a lot of people just look at goals and assists.
Yeah.
It's not about goals and assists. It's about, like, when you look at, look at our midfield, they like it breaking up play, players making an effort. Someone can get a toe on a ball,
yeah,
and it becomes a throw in for you. You might have Sean getting stuck in, and the ball might bounce off 15 people before his foot in. It wasn't there. These players these are the intrinsic players for your team.
Yeah, the crucial ones. Exactly. I mean, he's going to be missed, but I think we've got enough in the cam with Amada, who can play in cam. Elise can play in cam and that as well, coming back within the next week. I think it's not the end of the world. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago we had nobody in that position, so it was the end of the world, if you know what I mean. But now, with Elise being back and Amada fully fit, it kind of helps us out a bit, and that got a bit more depth than we did recently, over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's a big blow, but it's got to get on with it. It's got to move on, and yeah, I believe we got a few results in us with the team, and the way we've been defending and that as well. It'll be missed, but it's not a big bad miss. I say that.
Always well organised.
Yeah, that's the one thing I said about us. It's a good thing in that as well.
Good stuff, good stuff. We go for the Newcastle's forms and Palace form as well. The last 6 games in Newcastle, this is all competitions, by the way, 4 wins, 2 draws. And Crystal Palace, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses as well. I mean, look, you look at the form guide as well, Paul. I mean, we should win the game on Saturday, but like you said earlier on, it's not going to be a high-scoring game, unfortunately.
I'd be very surprised. Yeah, I'll be very surprised if it was. If it is one either way, I think it'd be a 1-0. I really do. I just think. I said this about Sheffield, so I could be wrong. Could be really wrong that we could do another 8. So I'm hoping I'm not wrong again. But
Paul, I've never known you be right.
Yeah. I got one right at the start of the season. But I can't foresee it being a high score. If someone's put a prediction of 5-1 to Newcastle, that would be brilliant. But I just think that Palace are very organised, and I just can't see them getting that disorganised to let that many goals in. So if someone does win it, either way, I would say it's probably going to be a tight 1-0. Whether we get a 1 and we try and just keep attacking, we just can't get through, or Palace nick 1 on the break at one point and then just kind of get tight at the back and just keep us out, frustrate us. So can't see it being a very, like I said, I don't think it's going to be like a 5-4 or anything like that when it comes to Saturday.
Yeah, I've been there.
And as for Alex Isak, don't do a messy chip or try to attempt to do a messy chip like you did last year, trying to play a one-on-one.
And can the ref see if the goalkeeper tries to knock out one of our players? Can the ref give the goal this time, please?
Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, let's say like Dan Burn, Tristan. For you lot, the better. He's safe for Brighton.
Yeah, I hate to speak of his name, but yeah, I'll be straight up. He's been one of your best defenders, hasn't he, over the last couple of years since the takeover and that. You know, the size of the guy. I mean, you think he plays centre half rather than a flipping right back, but hey, I mean, he's a good player. He's just like he's got a good finish for a tall guy like him and that as well. Give him that. Sometimes he plays like a centre forward with some of the goals he scored and that. You know, but no, I think he's very hard to get past. I think, you know, defensively, I mean, if Botman's back for you lot and that as well, you got Trippier and that. So Dan Burn's left back, I just realised. But yeah, Trippier as right back and that. And Fabian Schär, I mean, that's another top defence on its day and that as well. But equally, you know, if you compare your defence to our defence, it's going to be quite a tight game. There won't be many goals scored in it, I'd say that. But yeah, to be fair, it's just, I think we just got to. It's gonna be quite a frustrating match, but I think, like I said, whoever scores first will win the game. And yeah, both sides just got to be patient, you know, because it's going to be a very solid match at first, but someone's going to break and get a goal, or it could even be even and that as well. So it'd be very interesting. But you've got two very good defensive sides, so it's hard to sort of tell what kind of a match that we're going to get on Saturday. I know we're massive underdogs. I know you lot with your reputation right now with the takeover, with the talent you got on that pitch. On paper, yeah, you lot should beat us fair and square. But as you've been looking at our recent form, we're going to come and we're going to give you a game and we're going to put up a fight. And I'm just saying that, you know, from the way we've been playing defensively and that. So it's gonna be a hard one to call. But yeah, I'll be very intrigued to see what happens in that during the match. Be interesting. So yeah, I'll bear that in mind.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be a hard match. It's going to be a tight match. I think we will. My honest opinion, I think we will win, and I think we'll win by a couple of goals. But I think it's going to be where it's going to be a stinker. Like the first half is going to be awful. First half,
I'm sure it will.
You know, it'll be one of them where you want to tear your own throat out because it'll just be. I see, I didn't swear then. I nearly did. I think we will. I think we will win the game, Tristan, but it won't be for the one of your lads trying.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? That's what we used to say. All we want is a team that tries.
Yeah.
Same for us. Yeah. That's like good work, really.
True. Well, before we wrap up the show, I mean, it's got to be a score prediction. You said a couple of goals. Yeah. How many? I'll start with you, Ian. Newcastle Palace.
I think 3-1. I think we'll win 3-1. I think it'll be a stinker of a first half, and we won't. We've seemed to come out like last season. We came out hammering a lot of the time when we were playing. This season, last game we were good for 5 minutes, and we were not that good after that for a few minutes. And every time I look down and I see Paul laughing.
Good.
I think it's going to be a tough first half, but I think we've got I think the fitness and the technical ability will overcome. I'm sorry to say it, Tristan, but your lads. I think we'll win 3-1, but I think it'll be a hard game. And if it's 2-1, to be honest, if it's a draw, it wouldn't surprise us because it always usually isn't it? You know.
Well, 2-1, 3-1 to what's Ian saying? Tristan, give us a scoreline, mate. I know.
Speaking of draws, speaking of draws now, it's going to be a very tough game. I think we're just going to have to go in and frustrate a lot in the first half. Listen, I think we'll go 1-0 down, and I think we'll equalise. I think it's going to be that kind of game. You know, it's likely that's probably not going to happen. But I'm backing my team. I'm being positive as a fan because we haven't been scoring many goals, but I think we're getting results. And defensively, we've been good. And I think against you lot over the recent seasons, we've got a very good defensive record, like home and away against you lot and that. So I think it's going to be a 1-1, and I think Franco will score on his debut. I can just see it happening. You know, if he doesn't, then fair enough. because it's not an easy place to score at St James's Park.
It's not out of the imagination for that to happen, because we draw all the time. Not like our bogey draw team. One of the most boring football matches I've ever seen for Newcastle have been against you lads.
Yeah, no, I'm judging from last season with the 3-0 nils. You're not wrong.
Apologise after you can buy us a pint.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 1-1, you know. Listen, I think it wouldn't surprise me if you lot won. You know, I'm not expecting us to go there and win. I'm not expecting an easy game, but I do think we are going to show heart, passion, desire, and we're going to be competitive. We'll give you a lot of... We'll frustrate you lot, and we're going to work our socks off, because that's what we've been doing in recent matches. So, yeah, it's good. Yeah, so it's the best we can hope for. Like, as a Palace fan myself, the best I can hope for is a point. A win would be a big bonus, but I think I'll be happy with a point. I'll have a smile on my face if we're walking away with 0-0 or 1-1 or 2-2 or whatever. So yeah, I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Fantastic stuff, Paul. Your prediction, mate?
The easy answer here is 0-0. I won't go for that. That's the easy answer for last season, but let's hope not. Like I said, I really do. I'll probably be dead wrong as always. So there you go.
He's always wrong.
Yeah, always wrong. So I'd say it'd be a very tight 1-0 to Newcastle with a Wilson goal, with him coming back after being off, because Isaac looked, bless him, he looked dead on his feet. I don't blame him. He played so many games in a row. I can only see Wilson starting on Saturday, so I think it'd be a tight game, and Wilson will get a goal in like a second half. Shooting at the Gallagate, nice tidy finish or something, that'll do. And then we'll just kind of try and get some more, but I think Palace will frustrate. Keep the scoreline nice for them. I think they'll have a few chances, because we do give up chances here and there. But yeah, I think we'll just get away with a 1-0, just about. Cool. I wouldn't be shocked if it was 0-0. I wouldn't.
Fair enough. I'm going to go 1-0 as well. Given that we need to keep winning the games as well. We've got to bounce back as well from the 2-0 draw against West Ham.
How does your 1-0 not seem anywhere as miserable as Paul's 1-0
No, I mean the thing is, right? I mean, I'm not miserable. I just want to win.
No, not yours. I'm going to go at Paul's.
I'm the negative one. I predicted us to lose against Brentford. I got so wrong for that one. I predicted us losing against Brentford.
Man, I love you, man. I'll never have a go at you, Paul.
That's it.
Bless him. Breaking news. I got a signed photo of that in Charles Leslie. Well done to you. And let's go on to exactly AG. I've done on the 206. Les, are you going to make a pillowcase out of it? And Hesley, having you sleep at night. Perhaps there's class. I'll tell you what, he is fantastic under Eddie Howe. Let's be honest about that. And chat to Les. Alan saying 3-1. I like coffee, long time no here. I hope you're great and having a good week as well. And don't sleep well at night, just food a day. So something to gears that. A man goes to the doctors and the doctor says, "Can you go over by the window and stick your tongue out?" And the bloke says, "Why?" And the doc says, "Because I can't stand the effer across the road." Oh, brilliant, man. Well done, Les.
My neighbour.
3-0. And I'm going to 2-0 to the town. That's when Gareth. Eastside Siggy. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll get the tell. I'll get the tell on this. Gotta read it out. It's fair. Isak Siggy, Saggy runs to score. Gordon Sippy runs and score before half-time 2-0. And Kara Anderson, the dual pass, 5 players and score, 80 plus min. Big outside, box of 2 o'clock corner 4-0. Well done, I like coffee. I love that. There you go, very United. Come on, you take care as well, mate. Thank you very much indeed. And that's it. We're going to wrap up the show, guys. And thank you so much for coming on again. And before we wrap up the show, I start with Ian. We can only find you on Facebook. Is that correct?
You can just find me on Facebook because, as you know, I think Twitter, no offense to you lads who are on Twitter, but it's full of absolute scum. That's a very nice way of putting it. No, I'm on Facebook, just me. So if you want to find us, but I'm on a few YouTube channels. I dot around, don't I? You see us anyway, John. You got my number anyway, John. That's all.
I have.
You got my number.
Fantastic, cool. And just before we go on as well, everyone's just saying about what's Twitter. They think of Twitter, and I'll leave it there. And let's go on to Tristan. Thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate it, mate. Cheers, people.
You too.
Hey, Tristan,
on the show.
What a top lad.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Up there, go right at the bottom there. Newly named Tristan CPFC Vlogs. The vlogs won't be back till next week. However, this weekend I am doing a watch along on my channel for the match, so stay tuned for that as well. It's going to be an eventful one, as always. It's being a Palace fan, having it as a emotional roller coaster during most matches. But yeah, my people, subscribe if you haven't at that too.
Put it up again. I've just lost it then.
Sorry, say that again, mate.
No, I was just saying I lost it then. So Tristan,
yeah, it's just there.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to subscribe to yours as well, Tristan, mate. So I'll do it.
I appreciate it
after the show. And desires to help other podcasters out as well. And Paul, no problem. Paul, where can we find you, man?
So you can find me on Twitter with all the scum at Blank Canvas PC. I'm the worst one of all. I'm up there with Elon. As people that are hated on Twitter. So, yeah.
No, I hated Twitter before Elon. I hated him.
So you can find all my cheery opinions on Newcastle there, if you so wish. Lots of you very kind people of the channel already follow me on there. So you're very kind and lovely people. So it's a lovely community. So thank you so much for that and your continued support of the channel, because it is very much appreciated and we love you all.
Thank you very much indeed. We love you as well, Paul, and all the people that knows me saying that Paul's fantastic co-host, by the way. He's absolutely brilliant. Keep him on. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Apart from Ian.
I'm going to finish it up, my guy. And you, Ian, as well. So, ladies, you as well. Thanks to Leslie.
Everyone sub to Tristan's. I've just subbed to Tristan's YouTube. Yeah,
nice people, love.
JSTV Vlogs.
That's it.
Yeah. You got it. And guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be up doing the vlogs on Saturday on Newcastle Palace. So if you hit us up, you get an interview as well if you want to come on as well. And I'll be doing the stadium cam and the fan cams as well. So keep eyes peeled for that, guys. And everyone's coming through. There's the Davey. What is Tristan's favourite prime flavour? That's how I like my favourite.
The KSI one, the black one. The KSI one. This is definitely my favourite. 100%.
I mean, of course, God going as well. He's a great guy. He's a fantastic guy. You know, comes on again. So, guys, so you can see all the channels as well. You can see all my socials on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok as well, Insta as well. So don't miss on that. And until, guys, however, we'll be backstage. Like and subscribe as always.